Well, what can I say? We're going to go deep. And you know who it is. It's Colli Talks Transformative Conversations. I'm the host, of course. And today we are opening the vault for a conversation that bridges the gap between so many things, but especially the power behind the cellular level of science and the soaring heights of the soul. In my work, we look at systems that hold us back and the lineages and patterns that keep us frozen. But my guest today has lived both worlds. And my goodness, she is what I would say the steel behind so much. She also knows what happens when systems don't work and when they do work. And she's making it work right now in her life and for her whole company and for so many people around her. She is a multi-award winning coach, a professional jazz artist. And if you haven't heard her, please listen to her YouTube, which, will be announced on this podcast, and the visionary known as the Legacy Whisperer. She's here to help us all move from what she calls crap magnet patterns to a life of miracle magnet sovereignty. Ah, I love it. And I love her. And so, without further ado, I am honored to introduce the amazing goddess Elvira. Elvira, you say, we should leave nothing unexpressed. Well, today I'm going to let you express it all, sister. So, welcome to the vault.
Well, first of all, I just got to say you have the best introductions of anybody I've ever witnessed. So thank you. Thank you for that beautiful, beautiful introduction. And by the way, I know we don't see each other too often. We're mostly online, Collie. It's
Yes.
pronounced Elvira. Everyone
Oh, it's
says
Elvira.
Elvira, but pronounced Elvira. Yeah, thank you
Well,
so
you know what?
much. And
I did it.
yeah,
I did it wrong the last time too.
yeah.
So sorry about that. Love
It's all good.
story.
It's all good. Yes.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh. What a joy and honor to be with you again, Collie. We had so much fun last time. I just felt so honored by you. Honestly, you really, really go deep and you understand people and you are the real deal. Like honestly, sister, you and I, like we've done other lives together. I really I really believe that.
Oh, yeah.
and, you,
I think
and here we are again, right?
here we are again.
So
Yeah, partying. We're partying over the internet.
we are. Like seriously, like when I'm online and I see your name come up, like right, right away, my heart smiles and my face smiles, and I just look forward to any and all interactions, even if it's just a comment on one of my posts. Like you are just
Yeah.
such a bright freaking light in the world. So thank you for
Well,
acknowledging me because I know I'm a bright freaking light too.
you are, sister, and that's why we are in each other's life to keep each other
Uh,
shining.
that's it. That's it. Oh, I love it. Amen.
Absolutely. It's so wonderful to be here with you. And, when we talk about manifesting and becoming a miracle magnet, most people think it's just, positive thinking, vision boards. But from your perspective, right? w- why do so many people feel blocked or, magnetically repelling the very things they're
Mhm.
trying to call in?
Yeah, yeah. Great question, Collie. So I feel that most people do not really like some people might dabble in the inner work, but not
Mm.
everybody has gone deep. Not everybody has really, uncovered their shadow side. They haven't
Oh,
really gone into I'm not sure if I'm using the term right because you use the term vault, but they haven't
right.
really gone into the vault to really
Hmm.
discover like who they truly are and why they're here and to really accept themselves, love themselves, as I like to say, love their vibes, the good, the bad, the ugly, like just absolutely embrace who you are, all of it. Like I've done so much inner work, Collie, in terms of,
Mm.
like all the different modalities I've experienced, my own modality, which saved my life, my miracle magnet method. And I've been part of a lot of retreats and experiences that allowed me to go deep and really, like make lo this is gonna sound weird, like, make love to my shadow. Like, we can't
Mhm.
hate our shadow, right? We can't just
Right.
put it away and stuff it down with food and drink and alcohol. Well, same thing, alcohol, drink,
Right.
and shopping and sex with strangers. Like, there's so many ways of just escaping your life, as you well know in your profession as well. Like, you see people, like, numbing out with all these things.
Mhm.
But what if we were to go deep and learn to, embrace all of ourselves and do that shadow work and connect to who we truly are, right? And
Mhm.
play the big game, like, you're here to play a big game in your lane, okay? Like, hey, that kind of rhymes. Play a big
Yeah, I
game
like
in
it.
your lane.
Yeah, there you go.
And really, like, freaking own that. Like, who do you have to be in order to own your game at the highest level so that the world or whoever you want to influence and support and serve, like, that those people see you as the authority in your space, as the person that can support them and what it is that they want, like, are you here to provide transformation, of some kind? Maybe a lot of people that listen to your show are here for bigger things, whether they're therapists, they're healers, they're coaches, like, they're here to provide a transformation, help people, right? Well, what
Mhm.
would happen if you went deep and really, really did your own inner work so you could show up at the shiniest level that those people find you? Like,
Right.
that's what I'm going through right now. I'm actually rebranding myself into my next level of myself. I was just chatting with my colleague today who is saying, like, "Elvira, you need a luxury brand," right? Because I'm serving at a high level and my brand is lovely and I've loved it for many years,
Mhm.
but it's no longer where I wanna be. So
Okay.
you have to think about, where is it that I'm going, and does my brand represent that? I'm just going into a little bit of the, business around,
Right.
serving the world. You have to be seen. You have to be a credible, entity. So that you can make the difference you were brought here to make. And when you're making that difference, you are happier, you're healthier, you're wealthier, you have better
Mhm.
relationships. And most importantly, in my opinion, the world gets what you got. So I don't know if that answers your question a little
Oh,
bit,
for
Holly.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's beautiful. And I wanted to ask you, going back to part of what you mentioned in that was, it saved your life. Now, how do you ever feel, looking back on it, do you ever feel that there was any unconscious staying loyal to something in your life that was preventing you from, and then this situation where it saved your life came about to save your life?
Right, right. So was there any loyalty that kept me as a crap magnet, so to speak, Collie? Is that
Yeah,
what you're
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
something.
So
Mhm.
yeah, I had many loyalties, Collie. I mean, well, I shouldn't say many. I had
Right.
a few loyalties. I know for sure that I had a loyalty to play at a certain level because I didn't want to intimidate my mother, right? My
Ah,
mother,
mhm.
God bless her,
Right.
she's 87 today. She's got Alzheimer's. My brother and I are taking care of her as best we can.
Oh,
And, yeah,
bless
she's a
you.
sweet, sweet little lady. Yeah, thank you. She's a sweet little lady now. But back then, when I was growing up, I could feel that sense of, and I know this is not uncommon, Collie, you can tell me because 'cause you're an expert, but, like, I always felt this sense of competition with my mother, that my mother never
Mm,
fully approved of me because I was very much like her mother, and she
mhm,
didn't have a good relationship with her mother,
mhm,
so I had to be a certain way in order to be accepted, and so I kinda played under the radar to
right.
please her, right? So yeah,
Mhm,
it did take a lot of inner work, and really the mental breakdown that led to the breakthrough. And the breakthrough
mhm,
was receiving the miracle magnet method, where it was like, yeah, no, okay, I nearly died. I wanted to end my life. And so now I am going to be me. I'm going to follow the teachings and tools that were divinely gifted to me. And those tools basically helped me to get aligned, authentic, fully self expressed. So, for example, my mother, God bless her, she came
mhm,
to my jazz show when I launched my album, my first jazz album at the Jazz Bistro, which is a world-class jazz venue in Toronto. Shout out
right.
to them. It's the most beautiful stage on the planet, in my humble opinion. But anyways, my mother came to that show, and her and my best friend at that time, who was a musician, who never did anything with her music, they sat there, Collie, and I stared at them as I was on stage. They talked the whole time. They could not acknowledge and see me up on that stage.
Oh
And
my word.
yeah, and Collie, it broke my heart for a while.
No kidding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I was able to separate from my so-called bestie. I had 2 besties at that time that
Mhm.
they were the musicians, Collie. Like, when I became a
Mhm.
jazz artist at 51, they looked at me like I had 3 heads. They're like, "Who the hell are you to be on a world-class stage, performing and recording your albums? We're the musicians." But guess what?
Right.
They were the musicians that never did anything with their music. So, sadly, I don't know because it's not over yet, but they might die with their real music still in them. This is how I
Right.
describe what my father went through. He could sing like Pavarotti,
Oh.
but he never did anything with his voice. He didn't know how to be world class. He didn't know what to do to get on world class stages, right? So this is
Mhm.
why
Mhm.
I am so passionate to help people that have that, more than likely artistic dream that is burning a hole in their soul. And I want to lock arms with them and help them to get it out into the world, because when they do that, they are going to be, as I said, happier, healthier,
Oh,
wealthier,
yeah.
better relationships, and most importantly, the world is gonna get what they got. What would I do today, Collie, for my dad's album if he had had the courage to record it? What would I do
Mm.
today? I would give any sum of money to have my dad's voice that I could listen to again and again. Well, guess what? My son, my one and only, he's 31 years old. He gets my album one day when I'm gone, whether he wants it or not. He's gonna have
Yes.
mama's voice, but I don't have my dad's, right? So
Aw.
we all have gifts inside of us, and if we don't do our inner work so we can get aligned, authentic, fully self-expressed, we can die with our real music in us. And to me, that's tragic because we won't get your magic. So
Right.
that's why to me this inner work is so important. And my unique take on it is for
Mhm.
you to become all of you. That's actually the coaching program at the highest level in my coaching, business, is it's called All of You, right? And the tagline is, why just be part of you when you can be all of you?
I
And
love it.
it's for isn't that great? And it's
I
for
love
those
it.
right? It's for
Mhm.
those high net worth individuals, Collie, that are rocking their spaces, doing that one thing, whatever they got rich or famous for. But guess
Right?
what, sister? There is more in store, and it might be
Mhm.
burning a hole in their soul. And the way that they're going to feel better, physically, mentally, better relationships, and leaving a bigger legacy behind on the planet is when they have the courage to become all of themselves, right? And
Mhm.
that's where they lock arms with me, and we make sure they do not die with their real music still in them like my dad did. So that
Right.
is my pièce de résistance. I only have space for 2 of those people at that level. And yeah, if anybody's listening and knows that, yeah, I know a, multi-millionaire, billionaire that is not happy, let's chat. Let's see if there's a fit there. So that's something I am super passionate to serve with in my coaching
Well,
world, because yeah, I
yeah.
was able to do it, colleague. I was able to
That's
become
incredible.
professional.
Can you yeah,
Yeah.
can you talk about if you're open to it, talking about, how you didn't want to live, right? What was
Mm,
going on for you to share with
yeah,
the
yeah.
audience? So because I'm sure
Oh,
there are people listening right now that are in a state of, a conundrum. There are a lot of
yeah,
people that are very unhappy right now. They really
yeah,
are. Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
if you can share, as much as you want.
Yeah, thank you, Collie. I appreciate that. So yeah, so for me, Collie, it was working in big pharma, and I was making, like really good money, like 6 figures. I was driving the company car. I was winning the awards, right? But was I living in alignment with who I truly was and what I was here to do?
Mm.
No. And
Mhm.
I chose those 2 careers in first in cancer research, then big pharma, because my dad wanted me to be a doctor, right? Because when I was
Mhm.
11 years old, I said I wanted to be on stage singing and dancing. Well, my dad, I think you know my story, said, "You can't be one of those women. because
Mhm.
those women are sluts, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
So I wasn't allowed to be me. So I said to my little 11-year-old self, okay, daddy, I'm not allowed to be me. Who do you need me to be so you will love me? And that's
Exactly. Yeah.
when, right. And that's when I became the people pleaser, the imposter. That's when I started living out of alignment. That's when I became a crap magnet, where I literally chose two, not one, but two solid healthcare careers so that he could be proud of me. Well,
Mm.
Collie, that only takes you so far. And my
Mm.
last 2 years of corporate were a total shit show because I started getting bullied at work and
Oh.
and then I was bullied socially, and because back then I was a people pleaser, I needed outer validation like I needed oxygen, and
Mhm.
nobody was validating me anymore, and back then I didn't know how to validate myself. So guess what? I went to a dark place. I had depression, I had anxiety, I had panic attacks, I had bipolar. My marriage nearly ended 3 different times, and
Mhm.
I lived like that for 2 years to the point where I said, "I can't do this anymore. I can't live like this." And because I was a drug rep and because I saw what drugs did to my dad, because he
Mhm.
too lived out of alignment. Remember
Yeah.
he was an amazing musician that never got fully self-expressed. He got bullied at work and he had a nervous breakdown and he had to go on lorazepam for the rest of his life.
Oh.
So I saw what drugs did to my dad, Collie, and I said, "No, my story will not end like my dad's," because I saw what
Mm.
they did to him, and plus I was a drug rep, right? So I wanna put in, a statement to say, no disrespect to anybody who takes drugs for their mental
Yeah.
health.
Of
It
course.
just
Yeah.
wasn't gonna be an option for me, right? So
Right.
when I
Mhm.
hit my rock bottom, Collie, and I just hated my life, I thought my one and only child was better off without me in his life as his mother.
Oh
That's
my
how
goodness.
dark it got. Like, it was horrific, and I lived like that for 2 years, and nobody talked to me at work because the guy that he used to be my work spouse, we were so close, but then there was a misunderstanding because we were competing for the boss's job when he got mysteriously let go, and it got ugly politically, and instead of fixing it, he just said, "Nope, I'm gonna ruin her reputation, and no one's gonna talk to her again." Well,
Oh my
I
god.
survived. I survived like that for 2 years, Collie, and because I had such a low vibration, I was living in such a low vibe, it with a
Mhm.
kick me sign on my back. Guess what? Another bully saw my sign, a woman in my personal life. I used to be a cheerleader for the Argos back in the '80s, and the
Oh
mean
wow.
girl, yeah, yeah, and the mean girl on that squad decided I didn't belong to this group of alumni cheerleaders because
Oh.
I was a crap magnet because she picked it up. And you know what? If I was her, I would have kicked me too, Collie. I was such a crap magnet back then that I had a victim mindset, and
Mhm.
they were bad people and I was a nice person, and why couldn't they be nice to me? And that's the way I showed up in life. Well, guess
Right.
what? I was kickable back then, Collie. And, so all the things had to happen that got me to the breakdown where I literally said, "No, I can't do this anymore, and I'm not gonna take drugs for my mental health to feel better. I'm not gonna go back to Tony Robbins' teachings because those worked until they didn't. I'm not gonna
Mhm.
go back to landmark education, which worked until it didn't. I'm not gonna go to the church because Roman Catholicism did not save my life. I need something different, or
Right.
I need a way of killing myself."
Wow.
And that was rock bottom. And guess what? I'm still here. I got away. And that
Oh,
way
I love
and that
that.
way had became the foundation of a global movement called the Miracle Magnet Movement. I now have a team of incredible facilitators of my method, and
Mhm.
they're also putting their own methods on my platform because the Miracle Magnet Movement states all modalities matter. Whatever
Right.
modalities help you to live in alignment with your highest self, your highest purpose, your highest power, that is what you need. And it doesn't have to be one thing, Collie. It can be several things. I talk about what's in your miracle mix, right? Like for
Mhm.
me,
Mhm.
It's the miracle magnet method. It's sound healing, it's jazz singing, it's making jewelry, it's breath work, it's journaling, it's writing, those are all the things that keep me in alignment, that keep me in what I call a unfuckwithable state, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah. I
back
love it.
then I was totally bullyable, right? I was
Mhm.
totally fuckwithable. Today I am completely unbullyable, unfuckwithable because I received the teachings and tools. I didn't make them up, Collie. I'm a smart lady, but I'm not that smart. I literally was patient zero. I was the first person that was served with this method. And when it helped me to come back virtually right away within a month, I had no
Wow.
more depression, no more anxiety, no more panic attacks. My marriage went from hell on wheels to heaven on earth. And then I had the courage to become fully me at 51, becoming a pro jazz artist, now multi award winning, by the way. So that's
Wow.
what had to happen for me to become fully me. And so, do you know how I see those people that bullied me back then, Collie? Do you know how I see them
Mm.
now?
I I
And this
I
is
don't wanna say, but I can imagine. Mhm.
yeah. Well, actually,
In a
you
good
might be
way.
surprised. You might be surprised because here's
In a
how I
good way.
see them. In a good, yeah, yes. You might be surprised because back then they were my bullies, they were my haters,
Right.
they were my shamers. They were my worst enemies, right? Today how I see them because of the miracle magnet method I received, I see them as my biggest angels of evolution. They
Mhm.
forced me to evolve by hating me and shaming me and pushing my buttons and making me a laughing stock. You know what they did? They forced me to learn how to love myself and honor myself and not need outer validation anymore like I needed oxygen. And those 2
Right.
people, they actually respect me now. The dude from work, he actually takes me out for sushi now. The gal, the former cheerleader, she bullies other girls because that's what she does. That's her modus operandi, but doesn't bully me. Because why?
Right.
Because I am non-bullyable. I am unfuckwithable, right? So this
Yep,
is
yep.
why I see them as my angels of evolution. Because Collie, had they not treated me that way, had I
Mhm.
not had that breakdown for 2 solid years, had they not treated me that way that led to my breakdown, where do you think I'd be working right now, sister?
I don't know if you'd be alive,
Well, thank you. Yeah, probably, but or
right?
I
Or you'd
would
be
be I'd be still in big pharma
yeah,
because
yeah, well,
that
you would be
breakdown. Go ahead.
whether you were physically dead, you would have been emotionally, spiritually dead, right?
Yes,
So, either
yes.
way, you wouldn't have been alive.
No, no,
That's what
and
I
I
mean,
wouldn't
yeah.
be doing the purpose that I'm doing right now, which is helping the world to become miracle magnets, which is going to reveal heaven on earth, in my humble opinion, when enough of us have learned to love our vibe and be miracle magnets. And that is what I'm doing. I'm not doing it by myself. I have a beautiful, growing global team of
Mhm.
facilitators. And honestly, like I could not be living this life had I not had that breakdown because of those 2 people, and I am so freaking grateful to them,
Mhm.
and so
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah, so
Yeah,
I hope that answers the
absolutely.
question
Oh,
of
for
what my
sure. No, thank
darkness was like.
oh, no, it's great. I mean, it's not great that you went through it. It's great that you went through it, but I'm really grateful that you shared it.
Oh, well,
It'll
Holly,
be
I
inspirational
would
to other people, you know?
that's it, and how
Yeah.
I describe it, sister, is I say I would go through every moment of pain again because
Mhm.
I know how the story not and it's not even over yet. I can't
Right.
even say I know how the story ends because it's not over,
It's
but
not over.
I know what came after that, and I would go through every moment of pain over again because of what I got, right?
Yeah, where
And
you are now, right? I mean,
yeah,
really. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I was gonna say, manifesting really does require a nervous system
Yes.
that feels safe enough to hold abundance,
Yeah.
right? And so how do we begin to shift our physical body and our energy to actually
Mm.
accept success and miracles?
Yes. Yes. Oh, such a good, juicy question. Well, how I did it, I'll tell you a story of what happened recently, if I
Yeah,
may,
please.
Collie, is we just renovated our house and we spent about
Okay.
$40,000. So basically, it's a new house, right? So when we
Mhm,
came
mhm.
back, I walked into this house. I felt like a different person. Okay. So I know not everybody has $40,000 to renovate their house. Okay. But that's what happened to me. When I walked in, I'm like, oh my God, this is an upgrade. This is where I'm
Mhm.
living now. And I felt like a
Mhm.
different person to some degree, right? And so that was one piece, right? But
Mhm.
then this is really cool. I'm going to give a shout out to another lady. Her name is Marla Lumina, and she is an amazing woman. She does what's called intuitive art, and she
Mm.
also does light language. Okay. So this is a woman that I met very magically, very, like I wasn't supposed to meet her, but I did. And the reason being is because I was starting to shift my identity, right? I'm living in a different house and now I'm being guided to other modalities that help me shift my beingness, help
Mhm.
to calm my nervous system so I can invite in the next level of myself, right?
Right.
Because
Right.
manifestation is all about identity shifting. So I remember, when I was in the house for a couple of weeks, it's a bit of a longer story, but I'll tighten it up. I met this woman, Marla Lumina, and she is out of Turkey. She used to live in LA and now she lives in Turkey. And
Okay.
she does this thing called light language and intuitive art. And I was part of this group called the Sunflower Club.
Oh,
This lovely
love
you
it.
belong there. Honestly, you should be there.
I love
But
it.
yeah, so I was part of this group and I'm like, why did I join this membership? Like I had no idea. But I realized that the morning that I met her, I woke up that morning and I never go to my phone right away, right? I always leave like some time, for myself before I grab my phone. But Spirit said, grab your phone. And it was right before 7 in the morning. I never get up that early, right? But
Right.
Spirit said, grab your phone, had me wake up before 7. And Marla put in that group, hey guys, I'm going live. I'm doing this peace activation. Join me and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I need to be there. So here I am in my pajamas, in my bathrobe, in my hair up in a messy bun. I just show up and I'm like, I don't know why I'm here, but I was guided to be here. And sure enough, this woman did this light language, did this intuitive art, and I felt like my DNA was restructured after that. Okay.
Wow.
So yeah, it was really powerful. So check out Marla Lumina online. A big shout out to her. She's my
Oh.
mentor. Yeah. So anyway, so that was an identity shift. Okay. So what happened is because of that miracle, she painted this painting and I just looked at it and I was like, oh my God, Marla, that is exactly the message I needed right now. It was all about connecting the divine feminine and the divine masculine to reveal heaven on earth, right? Because, you know, we are so out of balance with all the things that are going on and there's so much toxic masculinity in the world and there's all sorts of stuff, right? But this
Mhm.
woman drew this painting and I still have it. I should share it with you. And I was like, this painting has healed me. Like there was something in that painting, right? And the light
Wow.
language, it was like it was really weird, right? But I'm listening to it and my body is just like calming down. Like it just
Mhm.
felt
Yeah.
so magical, right? And so then right after that, I went to get my hair done. And as I'm sitting there in my hairdresser's chair, she wasn't too happy with me, but I had my phone, my phone on because I was supposed to be on this group call with this new coaching group coaching that I joined. And it
Mm.
was supposed to be, the women that they won this what do they call it? Like it was a bonus call, right? And I was supposed to
Oh,
be on with a
okay.
whole
Yeah.
bunch of women. Well, it turns out it was just me and the coach. So I had her
Oh.
for 45 minutes all to myself. And
Oh my God.
this woman, she totally understood my business and she renamed the Love Your Vibe Miracle Mindset and she renamed it to the Miracle Magnet Method. And as soon as I heard that, there was
Oh.
chills in my body and I said,
Yeah.
that's it. I needed to be here today to hear that. So that was the third miracle of the day, right? So I woke up magically. I joined Marla's group and I was a different person. I manifested my coach all by myself. And then that day at lunch, I had lunch with a woman who I was supposed to meet and a friend of ours had passed away. And we believe she brought us together to co-create something really, really special. And
Oh.
anyway, that's what we're doing right now, me and this. And so that was like the fourth miracle of the day. So then the
Wow.
fifth miracle of the day. Yeah. So this is me. I've shifted, right? I'm a totally different person now. I'm no longer who I
Yep.
used to be. My identity has shifted. So as I'm going out to this really fun thing that I was going to do that night, it was called the Hippo Wine Club, and I was driving to this Hippo Wine Club, but as I'm driving there. I'm in my little breaking down Mazda. Okay, I have this Mazda 3. I was super grateful to get this car over COVID because it was hard to get a car during COVID times, but I got this car,
Mhm.
cute little Mazda 3, but now it's got a hole in the bumper
Oh.
and I hit a rock and it's got these two cracks in my windshield, right? And
Mhm.
as I'm driving this car, I swear to you, Collie, I am like, I'm like, I can't do this anymore. This is not who I am. I am so embarrassed to be in this car. For the last month or so, whenever I'd go to an event, I would park
Mhm.
as far away as possible because I was so embarrassed to be seen coming out of this car, Collie. Because everyone's
Yeah.
probably thinking, like, Elvira's such a rock star. Why is she driving that like dumpster fire there, right? So, anyways, so I just said, no, I can't do this anymore. I have shifted my identity. I just cannot. I cannot do this. So I pulled into the next Mercedes dealership that I saw and I just said, how much can you give me for this Mazda? And can you get me into a white CLA 250? And the
Oh
guy
my god.
goes, right this way, madam. And he brings
Wow.
me into my car. And I swear to you, Collie, my nervous system just calmed so beautifully. And I said, I'm home. And
Oh,
that
I
was
love
it.
it.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was it. I bought that car. I went home that night to my husband. My husband and I, who just spent $40,000 on our house, and I said, "Babe, I just saw my new car today. I can't get the Mazda fixed. I need to be in my Mercedes," because I had seen this car on the road for I don't know how many years, like a
Mhm.
gazillion years. And every
Mhm.
time I saw it, Collie, my heart would skip a beat. And I would say, "That's my car. That white CLA 250 is my car. I'm going to be in it one day." And sure enough, that night when I went home to him, I did not ask for his permission, Collie. I asked for his support because this was the new level of me that I needed to have his support on so we could get it.
Right. Oh,
And guess what?
wow.
At first, he's like humming and hawing. He's like, what are you talking about? And then I said, babe, you don't understand. This is my car and I need your support. I didn't go into tears. I didn't go into manipulation. I didn't go into histrionics. I just said, babe, I need your support. And that was it. He's like, okay. And then, like a few days later, we bought the car.
Oh my
So
god,
now
I
every
love it.
time I sit in that car, it just feels like me. It feels like I'm at home. My
Yeah,
body just calms right down, right? So
I love it.
my invitation to anybody listening is like, if you know that you are more than what you are living right now, just talk to someone. Talk to someone who you feel can support you. You know, I'm an intuitive business coach. You know, reach out to me. We can have a free
Mhm.
conversation. I do free 15-minute sessions. You know, let's see what is next level for you. And, you know, maybe you're meant to have an activation by Marla Lumina. Who knows, right? This session she did with me, she does it free online. It's on her YouTube channel, right?
Oh
So
my goodness.
you don't have to pay a ton of money to get activations, right? There's so many amazing ways in which you can shift your identity. So you just have to look for them. You know, for me, that's
Mhm.
how I did
Yeah.
it, right?
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
anybody could
Wow.
do it in whatever way. Does that
I
answer your
love it.
question, Holly? Yeah.
It does, and I was gonna say, you move with such incredible speed and drive and fire to, to create success, right? And so many high achievers burn out, right? Because they're running
Mm.
away from an invisible anchor. And I was gonna ask you, how do you distinguish between true aligned momentum and running on that treadmill of what so many do, which is a treadmill of survival energy. So how do
Yeah.
you distinguish between the true aligned momentum?
Oh, you have the best questions, Collie. I have a good answer for this one.
Oh, please.
I know what it's like to be on that treadmill because I did that for 27 years,
Mhm.
working in cancer research in big pharma. I know
Right?
what living out of alignment feels like. So I have the gift of contrast. I know what it is that I don't want because
Mhm.
that's how I lived for 27 years and ego ran my show back then. I had a
Right.
drive, I had to be successful. I put the big smile on my face every day because I wanted everybody to think that I was a winner when I felt like the biggest loser on the planet, but nobody could see that. I could not show that to anybody. So
Okay.
I know what that feels like. And today I'm able to live the opposite because I did do that. I did have the breakdown. I did receive the teachings and tools, the
Right.
miracle magnet method that allow me to be in my highest self, my highest power, my highest purpose. And yes, I still have an ego, Collie, because we're all
Of
human. We
course.
all have
We all
egos.
need yeah, of
We all
course.
need it for survival.
Absolutely. We
But
wouldn't get
it
out of bed without it,
Exactly, but it
right?
doesn't run the show. It doesn't
No.
run the show. I'm able to tell it where to go. It doesn't run the show. If it shows up to protect me, and it's trying to take over and I can feel like, okay, this is feeling really crunchy. This is feeling really, there's a lot of friction here. Like I know that's my ego and I'm
Mhm.
able to pause and take a look and feel into what is the next inspired step, not the next egoic step, but the next inspired step. Right. So this
Right?
is the space I get my clients into to help them make the best decisions and choices for themselves and take the most inspired action forward because we all live in, very much from ego as a humanity, right? We're living in this
Mhm.
3D world and ego runs the show for most people. But
Right.
there's another way to live. And I'm blessed to say I know how to live there because I live the opposite, right? So does
Right.
that answer
Mhm.
your question?
Absolutely, because, well, I know, most people, they try to manifest from their conscious mind, right? And it's
Mm,
the subconscious nervous system that is terrified out of
mhm.
earning or out of over succeeding their lineage, really.
Yes.
And so,
Yes.
this for you, which you just spoke about, is, you know, mm, a go-to method for, helping the nervous system to upgrade its thermostat so success doesn't feel dangerous.
Yes. Yes. You
Yeah,
said it so beautifully. So that success doesn't feel dangerous. Wow.
yeah,
That's what
yeah,
the inner work is about. Become the person that you need to be so that success for you doesn't feel dangerous. Like
yeah.
that is, you need to create a meme out of that, Collie. That's beautiful.
Well, we'll get around to that.
Yeah.
You can borrow it if you want.
Yes, okay. I will quote you. I will quote you,
Okay.
yes.
Well, miracle magnets don't hesitate, right? I mean,
Oh,
they make a fierce, unapologetic choice, right?
they
And so in
know.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's beautiful. And in your experience, what is the exact moment that someone has to face before they can fully step into their power and stop playing small for the sake of keeping everyone else either
Ah,
approving of them or happy?
yeah, that is such a great question. I'm probably not the best person to ask, but I'll do my best because
Oh, sure
for
you are.
me yeah, yeah. For me, I had to hit that rock bottom, Collie. I
Right.
had to hit that place where I just couldn't do life anymore, and I said
Mhm.
to my higher power, "Give me a way out that's none of these things that I've already done that don't work anymore, or give me a
Right,
way of ending my life," right? So for
right.
me, it was rock bottom. I recommend to others that are just feeling not quite right, like maybe the mental health is not feeling great, maybe the marriage is not feeling great, maybe, the job is not feeling great. Like you don't have to hit a full-blown mental breakdown like I did. Like the
Right,
universe hit me
right,
over the head with a cast iron frying pan because I wasn't listening all those years, right? I was
right.
struggling with the mental health stuff, but I wasn't listening, right? And I just kept moving forward because my ego just kept me moving forward and forward and forward, right? So I just want to say to anybody that is listening to this and they know that there's more in store and they're here to feel happier and they're here to be healthier and they're here to be wealthier, like just take one step forward, like find, like a system, find a book, find a coach, find a healer, find something that resonates with you that will help you become more you because
Mhm.
the world needs you to be fully you, right? Like if my
Right, I
dad
love
had the
that.
courage,
Mhm.
right? If the world if my dad had the courage to be fully him, I would have his album. The world would have his
Right.
album, right? But he
Yeah,
wasn't
absolutely.
wasn't able to do that, right? So he didn't listen. So anybody listening that is just like yeah, but how do I do it, right? Just take one inspired step forward, right? And
Mhm.
there's so many of us on the planet right now that can help. I lead a team of them, right? I call them
Mhm.
light leaders, right? Light
Right.
leaders. Why? Because they've been to the dark, they found the light, and now it's their duty to help the world find the light too, right? So there's so many ways of living in alignment that you just have to find what works for you. What is in your miracle mix that helps you be the most you that you can be and
Mhm.
live as your higher self, not your egoic self. Yeah, you'll
Right.
still have ego. Yeah, of course it's going to come up. It wants to protect you. It wants to keep you living. But don't live from that space. The
Right.
still small voice within is the voice of your soul, and it is a calm voice, and it is a quiet voice at first. But as you learn to trust it, it gets louder and louder. Oh my God, I've got such chills in my body. So that, right? Does that
Mhm.
resonate with you, Collie? That the
Yeah,
voice
well,
of our soul is quiet at first?
absolutely, because with so much, I call it hustle culture out there, telling
Yes,
people,
that's ego. That's ego.
telling people to grind harder, right? And,
Ooh,
from a wealth and manifestation standpoint, I was going to ask you, how do we bridge the gap between the divine feminine alignment and the fierce masculine action without burning
yes.
our own temples down?
Yes. Ooh, ooh, so good. Well, actually, I don't want to preempt something that I'm about to launch, but I'm
Okay.
launching something that is where my partner and I that are doing this thing together, we are
Uh-huh.
actually writing a book, and it
Okay.
is all about balancing the masculine and feminine energies on the planet because we
Oh,
believe, yeah, because we
perfect.
believe that especially today with AI, there's about
Hmm.
7 leaders on the planet that are in charge of AI. There's a toxic masculine edge to this
Oh,
AI.
yeah. Yeah, for
And
sure.
so therefore, we women need to rise as our divine feminine selves and our businesses that will balance off that AI toxic masculine energy. And my partner and I are writing that as we speak. So
Oh,
so stay
perfect.
tuned for that. But
Well,
yeah, yeah, but
we'll be doing another one when this is,
for sure, for sure.
absolutely, So,
Yes.
with, like, for the listeners right now, which is, our audience, because, my audience becomes yours because you're here now.
Yes.
Mm,
Yes.
and somebody who feels stuck or exhausted, or like they just keep repeating the same glass ceiling in their life or business,
Mm.
which is their life as well. But what is the very first step that they can take today to clear the static and become a magnet for their greatest dreams?
Yeah, yeah, that is such a good question. My gosh, you're just full of amazing questions. So with that, I would like to say hit the point, and we talk about this in my work, the Miracle Magnet Method.
Hmm.
Choose to hit the point if it feels right for you, where you say to yourself, I'm better than this.
Mm.
Whatever it is that you're going through, whatever darkness, whatever challenges, whatever job you hate, whatever, I don't know what I'm here to do, like whatever it is that you're feeling, just say to yourself, I'm better than this. I'm
Mm.
better than this. And then just feel that in your body. As I'm saying it to you, I've got
Mhm.
shivers up and down my back. I'm
Mhm.
better than this. Simply believing that you're better than whatever situation you're in. And if you're listening to this podcast right now, you're that person because you wouldn't have listened this far unless there's more in store in you as well.
Mhm.
And you need to become the person that thing flows through. And that is who we all are. I truly believe when we're living our mission, we are channels of the divine, and we are better than any situation that we're going through, and we just have to figure out what that looks like. And there's tons of support on the planet. and reach out to me if you want. I do give 15-minute free conversations to help,
Right.
guide you. And, but go to someone else that you resonate with more. Like there's so many amazing creators out there, influencers. They're talking about, so many cool things, like we're all different. Different things resonate with us, but move towards the things that allow you to feel more like you. And we're all
Mhm.
snowflakes. We all have a unique blueprint, right? I like to say there's
Right.
over 8 billion people on the planet, Collie, and there's over 8 billion ways to love your vibe and be a miracle magnet. You get to choose what works for you, right?
I love
So
it. Yeah,
isn't that great? So
it's
it's our
great.
job just to get on that yellow brick road, so to speak. Just get onto your path, get onto your journey, and move towards the creators that light you up. There's a gazillion on Instagram, right? Just
Mhm.
put in the search things that light you up and see what comes up. See what kind of influencers, creators you can follow, right? And
Right.
just the universe will guide you as soon as you say, I'm better than this. I deserve more. Okay, show me, universe. Show me where I'm meant
Right.
to go? And so, yeah, so there's my answer.
I love it because you're right.
Yeah.
For people listening to this right now, right? They wouldn't be here and they wouldn't have
No.
come this far with us today if they weren't in some way, shape, or form, searching, right? And the
Yes.
fact is it's a matter of like you say, and I just say on certain days, certain times when I'm feeling whatever, I just say, show me the way.
Yes.
Like, show me the
Yes.
way. Like, I'll get out of my own way. Just show me the way, universe. Show me the
Yes.
way, right?
Yes.
So,
That's it.
and back to somebody who could be listening to this right now and will be listening to this, you know, and they're feeling like they've hit a ceiling and they want to completely rewrite their reality starting today. They're there. What is the boldest, most unapologetic permission slip you can give them right now to claim their biggest dream? Because I know you can do it.
Okay, so as you say that, I've never actually said this to anyone before, but I'm getting this download right now. And I'm going to invite that person to a letter, write a
Okay.
letter as their future self and say, you, for example, okay? Collie, I am so damn proud of you. You ended up doing what you were brought here to do. And I can't believe how incredible you are. You started off in such a dark place, but here you are doing what you were brought here to do. And just keep writing,
Mhm.
and see what comes out. See what comes
Okay.
out. And then, like let that letter rest and maybe in a couple of days pick it up and read it and just see what is inspired inside you. Like like spirit will show you, but you have to ask for the help, right? It's like,
Mhm.
when our loved ones pass on and they become angels, they can't just help you. You have to ask for help, right? Like Archangel
Right.
Michael, Archangel Uriel, like there's all these different forces that can help us, but we have to ask for help, right? So universe, show me what's next for me. Show me how I can feel better. Show me what my purpose is. Just get an inkling of what direction you're meant to go in, right? Because if you set the intention and you want to find out, how to feel better, what is my purpose? Because when you're doing your purpose, you feel better, right? They're all
Absolutely.
linked, right? And you manifest miracles. You become a miracle magnet, right? Just show me what's next, right? Show me what's next. But write it as though you've already gotten it. Even if you don't know what it is, just say, I am
Right.
so proud of you, right? So I don't know. I've never recommended that ever, but here it is coming through.
Oh,
If it works for you, message me. Let me know.
I love it. I love it. Speaking of, I was going to say our time is coming to a close for
Oh,
today, but it's been such a nourishing, fulfilling conversation with you. And I know our listeners will find, more and more questions and want to dive deeper into this journey with you. So, can you let us know how to find you?
Yes. Well, as I said, I do the free 15 minutes with
Mhm,
anybody that wants some guidance. I
mhm.
would be absolutely happy to do that. I can at this point. I still can. There's going to be a point where I can't do it anymore, but I still
Right.
can right now. And so please reach out. I'm on all the social medias, Elvira V Hopper on Instagram. I'm EV Hopper, but I still think you could find me with Elvira V Hopper. And
Mhm.
but a good way to do it, and I think you can probably put it in your show notes, is have anybody come out, reach out to me at elvirahopper.com/linktree. And all of my links are there to book a 15-minute with me. I've got some YouTube shows, some podcasts, so you can stalk me online and see if I vibe with you. And if I do, let's have a conversation. And honestly, I don't just recommend myself. I can help some people, but I'm not for everybody. But I
Right.
can make recommendations because I have a whole slew of amazing people in my Rolodex, so to speak, that I can pull out and say, hey, you don't need me, but you need Marla Lumina, right? Or you don't need
Right.
me, but you need Colli, Christanti. So this is what I'm privileged to do, Colli. So yeah,
Okay.
just have them reach out on my link tree, elvirahopper.com
Absolutely.
backslash link
Absolutely,
tree.
and I will for people listening now. I mean, your contact information and everything will be in the show notes and the promo on the front artwork and things like that, but I
Yeah.
know it's really important, I find, for people to hear your contact information through, your soul, through how you speak, right? And
Yes, yes.
it's just more inviting than me just
Yes, yes.
putting it in the show notes, but I do that as well.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
for
So
sure.
darling, I just, wanna say I can't wait to talk with you again.
Oh, well, you know what? When we finish that book and it's a New York Times bestseller, bring us
Yes.
back on, and I'll bring my partner on as well. So,
Absolutely, absolutely, and, I just wanna say blessings to you and your family and to all your,
oh, thank
people that you
you.
work with and all your clients and stuff, and I just love you so much, and I'm so
I
grateful
love you.
that you
Yeah,
took the time to be with our audience today, and
anytime, anytime,
just
Colin.
enjoy your ride, honey.
Yes, thank you, and you too. You're an amazing woman. I interviewed you on my show that I do that hosting for the
I
Global
loved it, it was
Speakers
great.
Talk,
It was
and you were
great.
amazing. You were
I
amazing. Yeah.
love it. It's all good. We're here for each other and, I'm
This is how we do it.
absolutely, this is how we dance, honey.
Yeah.
So have a
And I
blessed
love your stories because you always have dancers on, and I'm like,
oh,
"Oh my gosh, she is amazing." I used to dance professionally, even though I'm not a trained dancer when I danced for the Argos. So
mhm.
I'm a huge dancer at heart, even though I wasn't trained as one. So how
Oh, I
about
just
you?
love it.
Were you a trained dancer?
I was a figure skater.
Oh my
So
gosh, how
yeah,
beautiful.
so the dance the dance, of course, the tango and the waltz and all
Yes.
those things I had to learn, right? So, I mean, that was many
Wow.
years ago. It's so different now, but, yeah, that's where I first got my well, actually, no, the very first time I learned and loved to dance was when the Beatles first appeared on the Ed Sullivan Show.
What? How cool is that?
Yeah, yeah, and you know what? I actually saw the Rolling Stones in Winnipeg when I was 12.
Wow,
I
you are
know,
the
right?
coolest, Collie.
And so I fell in love with music and dance, and
Oh
unfortunately,
my
fortunately, sometimes some musicians.
oh my god.
But that's another story.
Oh my god. There's a
It
lot of interesting
it
people
is.
in my yeah.
Y We are interesting, and you're one of the most, so I love you dearly, and have a
I love you, Collie.
wonderful, blessed day.
You too, my love, and I
Thank you
send
so
so
much.
much love to all of your listeners. All right,
Okay,
take care.
take care, sweetie, bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.